All right, so you guys should have worked that first section on the purple practice. The way that class will usually go in here is we have 2 days of lesson. The first of the year we had 3, but usually it's 2 days of a lesson, and then we have a quiz day, and then 2 more days of a lesson, and then we have a quiz day, and then 2 more days of a lesson, and we have a review and a test. And so today on a quiz day, what we will do is this practice, which kind of covers all the topics that are going to be asked on the quiz. So it's really important that you pay attention during the practice days because they prepare you for the quiz. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to get up and we're going to go trade our phone for the little calculators. You can't have your phone anyways for the quiz. And plus you really want to pay attention. So we got to get up and we got to go trade our phone for a little black calculator. And you get to use the calculator on the quiz, so it's good to have it. Hello? I do. Okay, thanks. China, I guess you're leaving. Did you know that? We'll figure out a time for you to make it up. Or, I mean, it's that worksheet, and then we're doing, yeah. And then we would take the quiz. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Y'all did a great job. It looks like that I don't have to start pulling everybody. I hate having to go back over there and say, okay, who's got this number because you didn't put your phone. So I'm hoping that everybody put their phone back there because I shouldn't see anybody's phone. I also shouldn't hear anybody's earbuds or music either. I still can. So you need to go and turn it off. If I can hear your music, like you're tearing up your poor little ears. And I have like crazy, super strong hearing. So if you want to try and fly under the radar, you can't sit close to me because I will hear it every time. All right. This first section, was there any that tricked you or that you need me to go over? I'm not going to go over the whole section, but if there's like 1 or 2 that you were really struggling with. Okay. Number 5 says the hundredths spot. So that's the TH. We need to look to the right. So we've got tens, hundredths spot is right there. So I look at the 6. Does the 6 say to go up or stay the same? Go up. Well, if I move 9 up 1, so if we kind of look, 49 is going to change to 50, right? And if you want to write the other 0, you can, but you don't have to. You could stop at 0.5. Any other ones? Are we good with this section? Okay. Well, we're going to move along. The faster we get through this, the more time that you have to spend on your quiz. And when you're done with the quiz, then you're done for the day. The next one, it says the formula 9/5 C, or F is equal to 9/5 C, plus 32 gives you the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit for a given temperature in degrees Celsius. What's the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit when the temperature is 50 degrees Celsius? Okay, this is a word problem, and we already think we can't do word problems. You can do word problems, We just have to read them. This is one of the easiest questions on TSI, so I don't want you to get this question wrong. What it gives us is the information of 50 degrees Celsius. That means it gives us C. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. And I'm going to plug in C. On this problem, on the quiz problem, on the TSI problem, all of them work the same. That every single time what's going to happen is that this right there can reduce. So the way that it reduces is it's 50 divided by 5. What is that? 10. So this right here changes to a 10. So we have 9 times 10, 90 plus 32. That will give us however many degrees Fahrenheit. What do we get? Very good. 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, on your quiz and on the TSI, you work the problem exactly the same. You're going to mess up if you try and multiply by fractions, but if you reduce that, then you can get it. So don't miss this one. Also, when we do the practice worksheets, I'm kind of fast because we already just did 2 or 3 worksheets that was the same thing. So I'm not really teaching it, we're just practicing. For these, it says evaluate. So we know A, B, C, D. We're just going to plug them in where we see them. So number 8, I'm just going to first go plug this stuff in. So for question number 8, when we're taking care of PEMDAS or GEMDAS, we have to take care of groupings and exponents first. So I need to do -4 times -4 first. So what's -4 times -4? Positive 16. This can do the same little trick. So you can do, anytime you've got a fraction times a whole number, if this can reduce, then do it because it usually makes it easier. So we have 16 divided by 4. 4. So now it's just 1 times 4, which is 4 minus 3. So we get 1. Is that what y'all get? Good job. Question 9, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to plug in the stuff. It's always a good idea to plug in using parentheses. And before you start getting started on this one, guess what? If you multiply by -2 and then you divide by a -2, they cancel each other out. It's the same operation. So you're really just left with -4. So it's always good to see when you can reduce things. It makes working the problems so much easier. Question 10, I'm going to plug this stuff in. I have to take care of the stuff in the parentheses on the left first. So I have -2 plus 3, but you can think of it as the other way too. You can also think of 3 minus 2. So I get 1 times -4, or just -4. Are you all good with these 3? Okay, we plug this stuff in and then we evaluate. For these two, normally it's f of x. Now here's two examples where it's f of a different number. So wherever we see x, we're going to plug in that value. So our first step, again, is to just rewrite it. Yes. Sure. Thank you. But hurry back because you don't want to miss this review. So for either one, you're just plugging in the values first, and then it looks like I'm going to multiply first. I got negative times a positive, so I'm going to get a negative. 4 times 2 is 8. And then I have -8 minus 7. What do I get? I'm getting more negative, so it's going to be a negative number. -15. Good job. For the problem on the right, I have a negative times a negative, so I know that that's going to change to a positive. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to a positive. So 4 times 1 is 4, and then I'm going to subtract 7. -3. Good job. Any questions over the problems in this section? If it's f of a number, you just go plug that number into f, or sorry, into x. Okay. Oh man, fractions. We got to add, subtract fractions. Okay, well, we can do this. And so we're going to evaluate and then reduce if we can. And there's a hint, the denominators must be alike. You have to have like denominators before you can add or subtract. So for the first problem, they are alike. That's nice. When they're alike, then it's going to equal the same denominator. So you have to make sure the denominators are the same, and then the answer will have the same denominator. And then the only thing that this sign tells us is how we take care of the top. So it's 5 plus 3 on the top. 5 plus 3 is 8. And does that reduce? Yeah, what's it reduce to? I heard all kinds of stuff. You could also type into your calculator 8 divided by 4 and we get 2. So just be careful. Sometimes it's 1/2, sometimes it's 2. If you got a decimal, then you know it was a fraction, but sometimes it's just dividing. The next one, I don't have the same denominator, so I'm going to have to fix it. So I have a 2 and I have a 4. Which one should I change? The 2. So what could I multiply 2 by to make it 4? 2. So off to the side, I'm going to have to multiply this first fraction by 2 over 2. And I'll rewrite everything down below. So there was already a negative there, so it's going to stay negative. My goal was to get 4 as the denominator. 2 times 3 is 6. So when I do that, the denominator will stay. So the signs just go with the top. So I have -6 and I'm getting one more negative. -7. Does that reduce? No, so we just leave it like that. I don't want decimals. The last one, I have 1 over 6 and 1 over 3. Which should I change? The 3, yeah. So what can I multiply 3 by to make it 6? 2. So I have to make sure that I multiply by 2 over 2 and rewrite everything. My denominator will be 6, and I have 1 plus 2 on the top. For this one, we get 3 over 6. Good job. Does that reduce? Very good. Good job. Good job. Looky there, you are adding and subtracting fractions. You have to add and subtract on the quiz. Be careful because chances are you got to change the denominators. So just be careful. Okay, next, we're going to do some eye yoga. We got to get ready for our quiz. So you can either think it's stupid and not do it and look around, or do it because it's good for you. So I'm going to do eye yoga. I'm going to look up and down and then left and right 5 times. I'm going to look clockwise and counterclockwise and focus on different things. It really is good to reset your brain. I can tell that I haven't done this all day. My eyes are sore. Is that hard for you? Yeah, I feel stupid doing it too. Especially rolling my eyes, that's hard. Yeah, that's why it feels to me too. I like to finish with a nice deep breath. Okay, we can do this. We're gonna flip it over. I believe we're to the back, right? All right, we're to the back of the worksheet now. For these, please make sure on all of this that you're showing your work. Some of y'all lost points on the last assignment because you didn't show work. Make sure that even when it seems so fast and easy on the worksheet, what happens is that then when you're trying to do it the next time and you're looking at your worksheet to help you, you're like, I don't even know what I did to get that number. So it's important that we're writing everything out, especially since a lot of times on these calculators, we might have to type something in twice. So you write down what you put in the calculator. The first one, 30% of 60. How do we find 30% of 60? Yes, that's exactly the answer I was looking for. So we'll change that into a decimal. How do we do that? Yep, we got to move that decimal 2 times to the left. So we get 0.3 or 0.30 times 60. What do we get? Is there a decimal anywhere? Or just 18? You get 18? All right, good job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going through this worksheet and I'm going to put the answers up here. You keep writing them down and you do them on your paper, and then you can look up to check yourself. Did y'all get the same things? Any questions on any of the ones from this section? Are we ready to move on? The next section is talking about tip. This is an important skill. We all need to know how to find the tip when we go out to eat. And so if we want to find 18% tip on $35, how do we do it? Anybody remember? It's the same exact thing. The only difference is these answers are going to have a dollar sign and it's money, so it's 2 decimals. It solves exactly the same way. So the first one's going to be 0.18 times 35, and my answer, don't forget your money sign. Oh, you're talking about the final. We're just looking for only the amount of tip. 630. So you're right for how much money you would leave total. So it's $6.30. The reason why I have you guys do it this way is because on the ACC final at the end of the year, this is how they ask. They don't ask for the total price, they ask for the amount of tip. So I'm going to do the same thing and I'm going to find the amount of tip for all the rest of them. You do the same. Make sure that your answers have a dollar sign. Sure. Please make sure that you put 2 decimal places. So for 21, 22, and 23, you've got to add that extra 0. Make sure that you put dollar signs. We don't say $6.3, we say $6.30. Any questions over this section? The very last section is similar, but different. What is different about when we do a discount? Very good. So we got to do 100 minus whatever the number is. Find out what that percent is, change it to a decimal, and then we can multiply. And your answer will also be money because we're finding the discounted price. So for the very first one, number 25, what is my discounted price? 35.70, very good. So I'm going to go through this last section. We're going to solve it the same. I'm going to do it up on the board. You do it on your paper, and then you can look up to check yourself. Again, anytime you see the word discount or sale, it means the same thing, and you have to do 100 minus that percent first. Let me tell you what a good deal is. Number 29, 75% off. It was originally 75 bucks and you're getting it for 18. Yes. Yes, that's a great deal. Anytime I see those Christmas things and they're 90% off, I scoop up all the things, come home with so much stuff I don't need. All right, any questions over this? Make sure you put your name on it. You're gonna go turn it in, and this should be a really easy 100 on practice days. If all you do is copy all the stuff down, you get 100. So you're gonna go turn it in and you're gonna go sit down, and you can sit down in the place where you feel like you're gonna be the most successful. If you got your phone to go to the bathroom, make sure that you go put it back. Yes, absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Sure. This one? Is this what you needed? Yeah. Okay.